It's part of Portland's reputation and landscape. Everywhere you look, there are people living on our sidewalks and streets. The homeless crisis has now reached a breaking point. This is KOIN News 6 at 6 o'clock. I'm Jeff Gianola.
And I'm Elizabeth Din. This week, we are taking an in-depth look at the issues plaguing our city. From riots to skyrocketing crime, we ask, is Portland over? And tonight, Jeff, we look at this. You certainly have a long history of covering Portland's homeless crisis. This is not a new issue, nor is it a new issue to you.
No, I've covered it for decades now. And in 2019, Elizabeth, there were more than 4,000 people living on the streets in emergency shelters and transitional housing here in Portland. Since the pandemic began, it's obvious those numbers have grown. Bureaucratic red tape continues to get in the way of real solutions. As a young reporter 35 years ago, I lived on the streets for a week, documenting Portland's homeless, who they were, where they were, why were they there. What I didn't know back then, what nobody could predict, Portland's homeless problem would become Portland's full-blown human tragedy. Pops? Are you doing okay, Pops? Over the years, Portland has struggled and failed in getting people off the streets. Why? Look no further than the former Wapato jail site. 3 years ago, people and agencies working with the homeless urged county commissioners to convert the never-used 500-bed facility into a shelter. Multnomah County leaders refused.
All those in favor vote aye. Aye.
Led by County Chair Deborah Kafori, commissioners voted to sell the building to a private developer, rejecting any and all attempts to convert it into a homeless shelter.
It's too expensive. It's too far from services. There's no transportation. And the land use policies don't allow it.
Deborah Kafori was the one who didn't allow it. Developer and philanthropist Jordan Snitzer eventually bought the building, turning it into the Bybee Lakes Hope Center, a place where homeless men and women are turning their lives around, working, and contributing back to the community.
And I heard everything from, well, it's too far out, we don't have transportation, it doesn't have access.
Back in 2018, Greg Baker headed up Portland's Blanchet House. He and other frontline homeless workers couldn't understand the county's decision.
I saw Wapato as an economic development engine to address a major problem here, and people didn't want to do it. They made all kinds of excuses.
Excuses like it's too far from services. Homeless camped in tents and RVs now live within a stone's throw of the building. There's no transportation. TriMet donated a used bus to help out. It's too expensive. While they rejected the Wapato site, that same year, county commissioners spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on this building, a former strip club to house homeless families. It was unsanitary, there were structural problems, and part of the roof collapsed. The county had to relocate 110 parents and children to other shelters.
That's what upsets a lot of business people and people outside of government. They think that they're wasting opportunities for political reasons, and that's never good.
Homer Williams made his money as a developer. Now he's dedicated his money and time to solving the homeless crisis. When the county turned down his plan to turn Wapato into a homeless shelter, he came up with his own ambitious plan, Harbor of Hope, providing essential services to the homeless and stabilizing lives. Portland's first ever navigation center for the homeless, directing them to care, jobs, and eventual permanent housing one day. Harbor of Hope is based off this program in San Diego called Alpha Project. On my visit to San Diego 3 years ago, I toured a massive staging area where homeless can be registered, assessed, and evaluated with health and social services.
People have 120 days, and if they are, everybody here is mandated to work with a case manager or housing navigator.
Residents, hundreds of them, also are given jobs, paid to clean up city streets, sidewalks, and roadways. Imagine if Portland had adopted a similar program on a massive scale.
We literally had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in tents in tarp towns, as Skid Row does, you know, living in squalor and filth. People ask me all the time, God, why is this place so clean? Because now people have some hope. When you're out there in the squalor, who gives a damn where I pick my trash up?
For years, Portland has been reluctant to adopt successful homeless programs from other cities like San Diego, Austin, San Antonio. But now things are changing.
We are being innovative. We're listening to what other people are doing around the country, and we're taking the best ideas and we're putting them into place right here.
Portland's Harbor of Hope is small compared to the scale of San Diego's Transition Center. But Homer Williams wants to expand Harbor of Hope facilities all across the city. He has plans for managed homeless communities, a step between shelters and apartments where people can use common facilities like kitchens. The idea behind his innovative plans? Get people off the streets into shelter now, because the old Portland plan of focusing only on permanent housing is why we're now facing a crisis.
We cannot build our way out of this. We are not efficient at building affordable housing, number one. It takes way too long, and it takes way too much money. And we don't have the money to effectively build our way out of this. We don't have it. So we are interested only in things that can scale. By that, I mean deal with the magnitude of the problem in big ways.
The mayor is a strong supporter of Harbor of Hope and Williams' other ambitious plans. In 2018, he liked the idea of turning Wapato into a homeless shelter. So how did he feel when the county rejected the idea?
This is a democracy. I am in a weak mayor form of government. I have 20% of the votes on this city council. And when it comes to issues like homelessness, it's not just the city, it's the county, it's the metro government, it's the state government.
It's also politics and lost opportunities. It's a major reason Portland now faces a homeless disaster. Recently, we asked County Chair Deborah Kafori if she had to do it all over again, would she have changed her mind on Wapato?
Kudos to Jordan Schnitzer and to the folks at Bybee Lakes who've been able to re-envision that building to something useful. It wasn't going to work for the county.
It didn't work for the county, but it's working for the homeless men and women who now have a place to stay.
I'm a bit of an outlier because I believe that we have an obligation to take resources today and have a FEMA-like response to getting as many people as quickly and humanely as possible off the streets and into alternatives.
Last fall, voters in Multnomah, Clackamas, and Washington counties approved a massive tax aimed directly at the homeless problem.
There'll be $100 million a year more coming into the city of Portland through Multnomah County for the purpose of connecting people to mental health or substance abuse or other types of issues. So that, alongside our ongoing efforts to increase the amount of shelter space and alternatives to people living on the sidewalk or living in our public right-of-ways, all of those things are now in a position to come together and make a difference.
Now, it's up to all of us to watch where our money goes in solving the homeless crisis. Make sure it's being used effectively and not wasted, and hold our leaders accountable.
Those are our daughters, our sons, our uncles, our cousins, our fathers. That's who they are. They're not just people nameless. They do have names and they belong to people.
No one, no city has the magic key to solving the homeless problem. But what Portland has been doing for years hasn't been working. Is Portland over? Not if we care, because when we stop caring, it is over. And you see the problem. You see the mayor embracing these new ideas, yet he's overruled by the county and others because, as he said, it's not really a democracy.
Right.
You know, it is a democracy, but he doesn't have the final say.
Right. There are many voices, many people who are impacted and can enact change in this. We mentioned again, it's worth saying this, you've covered this for decades. Do you sense with the many people you interviewed, even those who are homeless that you've talked to for this piece, that there is a little bit of a sense that change may actually come?
Well, there's already an argument on the county's plan to spend all that tax money. Sharon Mirren, one of the commissioners, went against the commission and said, your plan right now isn't doing enough to get people off the streets now. And the mayor agrees with her. So it's all our responsibility, because it's our money, to see how this money's spent during the next few years to see if they can get the people off the streets into some sort of housing now, because that is the need.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. Well, we also want you to know, of course, this is a series. It's all week long. And then coming up tomorrow at 6 o'clock, we take an in-depth look at Portland's restaurant scene. And this is something that I've looked into. And of course, the restaurant industry already difficult, but I also look at how it's been hurt by this pandemic. Just another layer here. Know that you can also go to coin.com right now to find out what experts are saying about how Portland's houseless population is counted during a pandemic and what it could mean for the city and Multnomah County going forward.
Then tune in next Monday at 7 p.m. for an hour-long special, Is Portland Over?
If you missed our stories earlier on Portland's reputation, the protests, even the crime rate, you can go to coin.com to watch those in-depth reports.
We're also getting lots of feedback from you on this series. Dave writes, the San Diego reference was spot on. These leaders in Portland show no compassion, but instead have enabled the homeless.
Art says Portland's soul could revive and thrive again if she found a new model to resolve the national homeless crisis. Neither Wapato nor Harbor of Hope fill the prescription. We want to hear from you. Email your comments to isportlandover@coin.com.